Okay, so can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, we're good. So, good evening, Stack League participants, and welcome to the launch of Stack League Mentorship Program. I'm Casey Kalunad, and I will be your host this evening. So, for this program, we will be learning more about what the mentorship program is and how it works. But before anything else, I'd like to inform everyone here in this call that we will have a Q&A session after the presentation. So if you have any questions or concerns, please hold on to them or write them down in the chat box so we can address them at the Q&A session later. Okay, so let's first dive into what Stack League is before we go through what the mentorship program is all about. So I'm sure some of you here, or most of you, are already very familiar with how Stack League works. This could be just a refresher for you, but for those who have just started, let's briefly go through the highlights. And to give us this overview, we have with us here Mr. King Bartolome, our growth associate. Good evening, King.
Hi, Casey. Good evening. All right. Good evening, everyone. Again, welcome to the StackLeague Mentorship Program launch. And again, my name is King Bartolome, and I'm one of the growth associates in StackLeague. So tonight, I will be giving a brief and concise overview for StackLeague. So for those who are just starting their journey here in the StackLeague, this will be good information for you. And for those who are already been part of the StackLeague, this will be a refresher for you. All right. So Stack League is the Philippines' first year round. And next slide, please, Casey. All right. So Stack League is the Philippines' first year round programming tournament. So this is a programming league with its mission to develop programming leaders to inspire a nation into coding. So since you're part of the league, here are some of the things or some of the prizes that you can leverage. So next slide, please. So Stack League, which was launched last March 16, is a pioneering programming league, um, gathering or um, getting over 6,000 tech talents across the country to test their coding acuity with the promise of first nationwide recognition, thousands of giveaways, tech job opportunities, and exclusive event invites. So aside from that one, since it's a competition, we also have cash prize. So from 200,000 pesos, our cash prize is now at 300,000 pesos, and it will continue to increase. So of course, Stack League wouldn't be possible without our partner. All right. So here you can see we have our co-presenter, JobStreet. We have our gold sponsors. We have Microsoft, Workbank, Rakuten, Viber. So for our silver sponsors, we have AWS, Caliber. And for our bronze sponsor, we have Accenture. And our media partners, Inquirer.net and SparkUp. So next slide, please. So here, we also like to thank our community partners who help us reach many programmers in the country as possible. So moving forward, next slide, please. All right, so moving forward, the ranking system works like this. So you will start at the bottom with 0 points and you solve as many challenges as you can and you will earn corresponding points. So the more points you acquire, the higher your ranking goes and the more opportunities are unlocked for you to access. So we have three ranks in the league. So we have bronze, silver, and the highest is gold. So next slide. So here are the programming languages that are supported in the league. So we have JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. So on the next slides, so here are the Stack League highlights. So one of the highlights of Stack League is the weekly ranking for both individual and team category. So now you can view the weekly top 10 on our Stack League website, and you can also find the overall top 50 players. So next would be, we also have the featured programmer campaign, wherein if you become part of the weekly top 10, you will be featured on our Stack League website and on our social media platforms. So here's the sample of the programmer campaign or the featured programmer campaign. All right, so next slide, please. And now for those who just started their journey in the Stack League or in the league, you can now take the starter level training wherein you can level up into bronze level, and you can access tech job opportunities. So for you to enroll, visit this website bit.ly/StackLeague starter training, or as shown on your screens. Next slide, please. For our individual players, we have for our individual players, you can also join the Stack League playoffs. So it's a single elimination tournament featuring all monthly qualifiers. So the top 10 Stack League players, or weekly top 10 Stack League players, will automatically be invited to the monthly qualifier round. So here's a short clip for you to see. All right, so we just had our second monthly qualifier. Yes, all right, so we just had our second monthly qualifier round yesterday, October 25th. So congratulations again to the top 4 players. And if you want to be part, or if you want to be invited to the next or to the last monthly qualifier round, you still have a chance to join the league. So if you want to learn more, visit stackleague.com. So, and that's it, our overview for Stack League. Back to you, Casey.
Okay, so thank you so much, King, for sharing with us or giving us a short introduction of what Stack League is all about. Again, if you have any questions, please hold on to them or chat them in the chat box so we can address them at the Q&A session later. Okay, now let's proceed to the main part of our program. To help us walk through the mechanics, guidelines, and everything there is to know about the Stack League Mentorship Program, please help me welcome our Head of Growth, Miss Haifa. Good evening, Miss Haifa. Miss Haifa?
Hello, everyone. Am I audible now?
Yes. Good
All right.
evening.
Good evening, all players. So we have a bunch of folks here. I see names of mentors. We also have our regular folks in the top 10, and then we have new names in the league as well. So for tonight, I will be sharing with you the mechanics for the Stack League mentorship program. So our mission in Stack League is really to develop programming leaders and inspire the nation into coding. And this is one of the initiatives that is aligned to that mission. So now let me just walk you through the mechanics. So the mentorship program duration is from November 1 to November 30. And our objective here is for you, for the unranked and bronze level players, to to rank up or to level up through the help of our silver and gold players. So all of the volunteer mentors that we have for this program are all gold level players. So you will meet them later on. And then so that's the first one, November 1 to 30. And then the qualifications for a mentor is they must be either a gold level or silver level player. Next, for the mentees, the qualification would be either they are currently in bronze or they are unranked. What does unranked means? It means that they tried to solve bronze challenge questions and they didn't pass, or they're still trying to start their journey in the league. So they just registered, but they haven't solved any challenges yet. So next, what would be the objectives of our mentees in this program? So one is really to improve your programming skills through mentorship. And secondly, to be able to successfully level up your rank in the league. And then the requirements here for the program is that one, you should attend the StackLeague Mentorship Program launch, which is happening right now. So we are able to identify the attendance for this session. So we get to see who just joined. Even if you're late, that's totally fine. But at least you are able to join the launch for you to get to know what are the things that needs to be noted, to take note of. Next would be the mentorship kickoff session. So what is that? So you need to attend the kickoff session hosted by your assigned mentors. And what does that mean? The objective of the mentorship kickoff session is for the mentor and the mentees to set expectation on how they are going to proceed with a mentorship, because every mentor has different styles of teaching, of mentoring. So that would be the session wherein you get together and get to know your mentor, and mentors get to know their mentees. And then on a weekly basis, we will have a weekly progress check-in. So with this is just through Google Forms, wherein at the end of the week, you get to submit how was your experience during your mentorship for that week. So complete the weekly check-in in or before Saturday every week, and then submit your weekly progress via this link. We also sent you the mechanics in PDF form, so you can just check it out for the specific links. If you have any questions, by the way, just chat them in the in the chat box below or on your right side so that we can address them later in the Q&A. All right, so another one for our mentees. So you will also, at the end of this program, you will also get a certificate of completion. And what are the requirements? If you have attended one, the launch. Next would be if you have attended your mentorship kickoff session, and we will be confirming this with your mentors if you have attended their kickoff session. Next would be submission of 4 weekly progress check-in. So there are 4 Saturdays in the month of November, and you will be required to submit your progress on a weekly basis. And then finally, confirmation from mentor for program completion. What does that mean? So I mentioned earlier that every mentor has a different style of teaching, of mentoring, right? So they might have activities that they would want you to take, and that means you will have to complete them as mentee. And then at the end of the program, we will confirm with the mentor that is this mentee does this mentee qualify for the completion of the program. So there. Next will be the certificate of recognition. So we will be giving this for mentees. So if you are able to level up from your current rank to a higher rank, then that means you are qualified for the certificate of recognition. So these are just some examples. So if you are unranked currently and you were able to level up to bronze, then you will get a certificate of recognition. Another example would be if currently you're in bronze level and you were able to level up to silver. And then wonderful use case would be if you're a bronze level right now and then you were able to rank up to silver, and then you were able to rank up to gold as well. So how about for mentors? So we have a bunch of mentors here joining as well. So your objective as a mentor is to help improve the programming skills of your assigned mentees in leveling up their ranks in the league through mentorship. So ignore the typo here, that should be mentees. So that is your objective. And then the requirements there is that one, you are attending this launch. Next would be the mentorship kickoff session. So what does that entail? So as a mentor, you will need to schedule a 15 to 30 minutes kickoff session using your preferred meeting platform. So if you prefer Zoom, Google Meet, and I think Facebook, you can also do a call there if you prefer using Facebook. Otherwise, it's up to you how you want to schedule your kickoff session. But at minimum, I think we believe 15 minutes would be a good time for you to set the expectation and meet with your mentees already. And then, of course, mentors will also submit their weekly check-ins for you to rate your experience and how you are doing with your mentorship sessions and with your mentees. So it's the same deadline. It's on or before Saturday every week. And then here is the link for the weekly progress. And another thing for our mentors is that we will be giving certificate of completions for our mentors by attending the first would be by attending the StackLeague mentorship program launch, and then by conducting the mentorship kickoff session, and again the weekly progress check-ins. And then we will be awarding certificate of recognitions for our mentors if they were able to level up mentees from current rank to a higher rank. So these are just some of the examples that we also shared earlier. And then since all of our mentors here are all volunteers, so we just wanted to recognize and reward them. So if we are awarding the top 5 mentors in the program with this criteria. So 50% of level up mentees. By the way, so later on, you'll know that later on, you will see who will be the assigned. As a mentor, you will be assigned with around 2 to 3 mentees. So that means the 50% of level up mentees, since not all mentors have equal number of mentees. So what we will do is that we will just have 50% is equivalent to 2 mentees. That means if both of your mentees were able to level up, that means you will get the full 50%. But if only one was able to level up, that means you get 25%. So what will happen if you have 3 mentees? We will only count the 2. We will only count 2. So that means if you're able to have 2 of your mentees level up, that means you get the full 50%. Okay, and then we will have the 25% will be based on the mentorship feedback score. So this is the weekly check-ins that you submit, and then we will base the average score from there, and then that will be the score of, or the percentage or the points of the mentor. And finally, 25% will be the completion of these 3 things, which we mentioned earlier. Okay, general rules and general instructions. So communication channel. So for this mentorship program, mentors can choose your own preferred communication channel to conduct your mentorship. So you can use, since there are only, at maximum, there are only 3 mentees. So you can use, let's say, Facebook Messenger, or if you prefer Slack or Discord, it's up to you. And then next would be, this is very important, coding solution sharing. So because our mentors here are all gold level, that means they already have experience in a lot of the questions available in StackLeague. Even though it's randomized, but in terms of skills, or in terms of the number of problems that they were able to encounter already, one way or another, they are familiar with some of the questions. And this is one important rule. Mentors are not allowed to share their solutions to StackLeague problems. And we have a plagiarism mechanism here in StackLeague. That means we can match which codes, or if 2 people have the same solution. Okay, so what will happen if by any chance a mentor shared his or her solution to his or her mentee? So there will be points deduction based on the following. So if it's just the first offense, that would mean this will be 500 points will be deducted to your scores. This is both the mentor and the mentee. Second offense would be 1,000 points, and then third offense would be 1,500 points. So if you are a mentor, you wouldn't want to share your code. And if you are a mentee, you wouldn't want to ask for your mentor for their code as well. All right, so next steps. So after this, we will have a Q&A, no questions in the chat yet, but our next steps would be, 1, for our mentors to schedule your mentorship kickoff session. So the question would be, when are you going to schedule your kickoff session? So after this event, we will be sending an email to all of you. and then it will be an email with the mentor and the mentees in one email thread, and then you can communicate from there. And then it's up to you when you can schedule. We would recommend scheduling it either starting tomorrow, this weekend, or next week. That's fine, as long as you schedule your kickoff session before Wednesday next week or before Friday next week, so that you can already start sending your weekly progress report, which is on Saturday. Okay? Next would be your weekly progress check-in. So this is every Saturday. So starting next Saturday, you will be required to submit your progress reports. Okay, so assignments. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mentors who volunteer their time and effort in sharing their knowledge and helping our mentees here improve their skills. And as you can see, if you are a mentee, just find your name and then you will see the name of your mentors. Okay, so for example, we have here Nicanor Froilan Pascual. He is our mentor and he will be mentoring Francis Ray, Giverly De La Cruz, and Giverly De La Cruz. And we also have here Ralph Richardianto. I see Ralph's name a lot these days in the top 10, and he will be mentoring Ellie Ralph Rosael, Francis Ray Abug. And then we also have Paulo Tormon, so Adrian Gale Pedrezuela and Lance Melvin Sahona. And then our next mentor will be mentoring John Ray Dador and Jude Wood Lau. For our next mentor, he is Ralph Benedict Enciso, and he will be mentoring Maria Angela Obedoza and Eliza Daniel Magallanes. And our second to the last mentor is Christopher Urmeneta, who will be mentoring 3 mentees. So that would be Kian David, Aguro, Villamor Servania, and Jeffriel Cortez. And finally, Charles Madronero. By the way, Charles was one of the top players since the beginning of the league. So he will be mentoring Alvin Esperancilla, Eric Sanrena, and Josiah Aguilar. Again, just to mention about the only requirement for each of the mentors to get the 50% is just 2 of their mentees will level up. And I think that's it. We will, don't worry, we'll be sending this slides to you, and then we will be introducing you to your mentees. So if you're a mentor, you will be introduced to your mentees, and if you're the mentee, you will be introduced to your mentor. All right, I think that's it. I'm now turning it over the floor to Casey Case.
Okay, so that's it for our the chunk of the presentation for the StackLeague Mentorship Program. Thank you very much, Ms. Haifa, for the very comprehensive presentation. Don't worry if you weren't able to catch some of the details mentioned earlier. We will be sending a copy of the slide. We will also be sending you the mechanics together with who your mentors or mentees are. And let's try and see if we have some questions here. Any questions? You can chat them. If you're shy to speak in the call, you can chat them in the chat box. Okay, this is from Francis. May tanong po ako, if walang progress yung mentee or nasa-stuck siya, ano pong gagawin dun?
So as
concern.
Okay, so if you are the mentor, then that would mean you really have to find ways on how you can assist that mentee. I assume that this, Francis, are you a mentor or a mentee? So I would, okay, mentee pala. Okay, may tanong po ako, if walang progress yung mentee or nasak siya, ano po yung gagawin? So if you are the mentee, then it would be the time for you to really reach out to your mentor, no? So that's the reason why you have the mentor. So you have to find ways na, what's this? Sabihin na natin si Charles kasi nakikita ko name right now. So sabihin natin na, Charles, can you help me with this particular problem or how to go about it? So as a mentor, then the mentor would like to help you on giving you guides or ano yung mga things that you need to improve on, what are the concepts that you need to learn for you to progress dun sa challenge na ginagawa mo. Ayun. That is if you are the mentee. But if you are the mentor naman and medyo na-stuck yung mentee mo, so you have to check up on them once in a while, then on a regular basis to make sure na whatever it is that they are doing, may learning din sila na ginagawa. Ayun. I hope I was able to answer your question, Francis. Okay. Question from Paulo Tormon. How can we get the emails of each other? So that is when we will be sending the emails tonight. So it will be an introduction email. So in that one email, we will have the mentor there and then your mentees. So don't worry about it. How about others? Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Okay, so seems like clear na naman, no? Casey, what do you think? Okay.
Oh, we have one from Jude Pudlao. Can we have our own schedule?
The answer is yes. So every mentor is different. You have preferred time. You even have your preferred ways. So it's up to you. The only schedule that we follow is that the weekly progress, which is every Saturday. So that's the only schedule that is important for this program.
Okay, so you can have your own schedule. You can arrange this if you want it early in the morning or later after work or after school, it's fine. Okay, so we have another one from Francis. I saw on your website po, dun sa practice section, Python lang ba and JavaScript lang yung available programming languages or language?
Okay, so to answer Francis' question, we have 5 programming languages that we support in the league. So apart from the 2 that you mentioned, which is Python, JavaScript, there are also 3. So we have PHP, we also have Java, and we also have C#.
Okay, so 5, the StackLeague supports 5 programs, so you can use any of those. I think this one should be this one is like a follow-up question from Nick Pascual. Do mentees use the same programming language?
The answer is we do mentees use not necessarily. So right now, how we assign the mentees and the mentors, and we can imagine that this might be a challenge if you're the mentee and your expertise is on a different language. But for this one, so the answer is not necessarily.
Yeah, so you can choose. And again, to iterate, no worries, because StackLeague supports all 5 the 5 languages mentioned earlier, programming languages, I mean. Okay, so we have from Charles Madronero. Does that mean na depende sa agreement ng mentor and mentees kung ilang sessions ang gusto nila a week?
The answer is yes. So it's up to you guys. So you have to agree with your mentors and mentee because again, iba-iba din yung schedules ng mga tao.
So if you're good with just 1 session, then that's good. If you really need more help, you can ask. Don't hesitate to ask your mentors na can we meet at this time, or maybe even the mentors can reach out. Pag parang feel niya, parang walang nag-reach out sa kanya. So you can also contact them. Okay. Next, Francis said nakaka-excite. Haha, thanks po. That's very good then, because we're also very excited for you, for everyone actually, for joining this program. Okay, so we have from Jeffrey L. Cortez. Do the mentors help the mentees if they switch another language to learn?
Okay, the answer is yes, because after all, there are 2 goals, right? So the goal for one is to improve the programming skills of the mentees, and then the other one is for them to level up in terms of the ranking in the league. So if that means, let's say the mentee would want to use a different or to learn another language, Then as a mentor, it's up to you kung ano yun din na napag-agreehan ninyo. If you as a mentor, you think it would be a good choice for that mentee to change language or use the language that he is proficient at the moment, then we leave it up to you. So as a mentor, you will also have to you have the call to make suggestions or recommendations to your mentees. Okay.
Yes, okay. Yes. So remember, the goal here is to really improve. Of course, the level up or the ranking up of your levels would be a very good benefit also, but it's very important that everyone here gets to learn or to improve their programming skills. Okay, next we have from Villamor Servania. Will the mentor set up learning sessions or do they have learning materials?
Okay, so will the mentor set up learning sessions with Okay, right now there are no learning materials available, but so this is really more of a free paano ba? Free mentors have the freedom on what materials they want to use, because after all, as a programmer, you also have your favorite materials, or where do you usually find your the books that you read, or where do you find the courses that you enjoy learning from. So we leave it up to the mentors on what materials to use for their mentorship session.
Okay, so there's a freedom for the mentors to, or on whichever resources they have or they can share with the mentees. Okay, so we have from Jude Budlao, is there a possibility if a mentee can choose a mentor?
Okay,
So there was already
currently,
assignments. Mhm.
yeah, so currently there are already we already have assignments for your mentor. So currently this is not yet possible, but let's say there is an emergency in the future that we have, let's say a mentor wouldn't be able to accomplish the mentorship duties, and that means we might have to do some rearrangements. Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we'll try to follow the assignments that was already presented a while ago. But if in any case there are some, let's say, some emergencies, as Miss Haifa mentioned, then we can make arrangements for that. Just make sure to keep in contact with us. So don't just shift to another mentor or something. So please keep us in the know also if there are any issues or concerns. Okay, next we have from Charles Madronero. Yung requirement to attend this mentorship program launch, for certificate lang siya, right? So meaning kahit di maka-attend ang mentor or mentees, pwede para mag-proceed even without certificate in the end?
Correct. The answer is yes.
Mm,
So, pwede pa rin, because if the goal naman talaga ni mentee is really to learn, so yun, the mentee can still proceed.
mm. Okay, yes, thank you also for that question. That's a good question too. Any other questions? Pahabol. Mga questions. Don't worry also if you have, like, let's say during the duration of the entire mentorship program, you have some questions, feel free to contact us as well.
Ayun.
Any
So if may mga
questions?
additional questions din kayo, we would prefer that you would send your questions through email. So we regularly check naman yung info@stackleague.com na email. So if you have any questions there, just reach out through that email and we'll get back to you the soonest.
Okay, any questions? Other questions? Mga gustong humabol? Habol. Let's see. Okay. So just remember, if you're concerned about the programming languages or how you are going to level up, please take note that our mentors here are gold level players. So they have certainly come across some not the same but a bit similar questions before that they might help you with. So no worries pag baka naisip nyo na hala baka we don't know what to do, parang we don't know this question or anything like that. So may experience naman yung gold levels natin kasi they have been with StackLeague for quite some time, or they have already completed a certain level already. Kasi yung gold level is the highest rank. So they can help you out naman. Okay, so wala na bang questions? Going once. Charot. Last questions. Mga gustong humabol. Wala na. Okay, so that wraps up our Q&A session for our mentorship program. We're also very excited for you guys to be able to go through this mentorship program. We hope that we can really help each other out, not just to level up, but also to improve our programming skills. Okay, so that's for our presentation for the mentorship program. Okay, so now that we are done with the presentations, thank you again, Miss Haifa, for sharing with us the StackLeague mentorship program. Also for King for sharing us the highlights of StackLeague. And to everyone here, everyone who participated, thank you for taking interest in this initiative and making time in your busy schedule to join us in the launch of this mentorship program. And for just one announcement for this evening, we have the StackLeague Work Bank Career Session, job search strategies on October 27th. That's tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. You can find the registration details on our Facebook page. We hope you can also join us in that upcoming event. Okay, and also, just a reminder again, if you have any questions or concerns as we go along the entire duration of the mentorship program, please don't hesitate to contact us through info@stackleague.com. And that's it for our mentorship program this evening. Thank you again. Good luck to everyone and have a great evening.